What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so as we all know, the Los Angeles Clippers were eliminated in the first round by the Dallas Mavericks. I think it was in 6 games. And there are already reports that for some reason, the Clippers look like they're going to try to run it back with the same guys. Although I don't think Russell Westbrook will be back. I don't think. But anyway, there are also reports that Paul George is interested in playing for the Sixers. One former teammate of Paul George believes that if Joel Embiid and Paul George teamed up, it would make for an extremely soft duo. And he also said that Paul George has a history of not showing up, aka choking. Okay? His former teammate is none other than Evan Turner, former teammate of Paul George's in Indiana. And he was on a podcast earlier today, I believe it was today, and he said that he just doesn't think that it'll be, number one, a great idea for him to team up with Embiid. And, well, you can hear what he had to say right here.
But then I'm just saying because that's the only best option because PG has a history of not showing up, which is an understatement. Just the other day, I've never met a human that will let a media rumor drive his like energy or personality. Like somebody was like, "I heard you going to Philly." That was like, "You know what? I'm going to Philly, G." You know how soft that team gonna be if him and Embiid go together. It'll probably be the most skilled duo ever since Kobe and Shaq. Embiid to be hurt and PG gonna be Paul though.
For those who say sometimes we put things out of context, well, he was talking about the idea of Paul George going back to the Pacers, like right now. And he was saying like Halliburton would have to be the go-to guy. Basically because you can't rely on PG. And PG is not clutch, as we all know. You know, Mr. Killing sides of backboards and stuff. And then he went to Philly, that'd be the softest duo ever. And he talked about how every year B gets hurt and Paul's gonna be Paul, aka Paul, you can't rely on him. You can't rely on him and you can't depend on him. You know? And at the end of the day, Paul George is going to, I mean, he's basically a slightly less extreme version of James Harden. Although I do think Paul gives you better performances a little bit more frequently. He's not as erratic, but you know he still is erratic. Like and especially in it seems like in closeout games when you need him, for the most part, when you need him to show up, he doesn't. You know what I'm saying? It's like a constant with him. There are exceptions. There have been some games, obviously, in closeout or elimination games where he's played well, but if you had to bet the farm on which one it's going to be, it's going to be feast or famine. We're going to start with Paul George. So it is what it is with that, you know what I'm saying? I don't disagree. We saw it again this year. So, you know, tell me what you guys think.